student march, as activists from campuses around the country stage a day of protest against tuition, fees, and student debt. Further inflamed by recent social justice protests at Yale and Missouri. What is it? What is somebody needs to explain to me what this social justice is, Lucy. What is social justice, Lucy? Explain to me. Because there is no such thing. It's a made-up term. Why I hate hearing this term, social injustice and social justice. What the hell does that mean? What it means to a liberal is it means fairness. Well, fairness in what? Fairness of birth? You know, because everybody's created equal. We all come to the world the same way. You know, death, because, you know, we all die. None of us are getting out of this life alive. All gonna die. We come into the world alone, we die alone. I know people are all around us when we're born and when we die, but basically it's a single person, one person journey, all by your lonesome. Nobody else can go with you. They can't go. Even twins got to come in one at a time, you know, into the world one at a time. They go out one at a time. So what are they talking about fairness with? Oh, they want fairness of outcome, not fairness in effort, not fairness in ability, and not fairness in opportunity. Because everybody's got opportunity. They just have to, you know, when the opportunity knocks, they got to be in a position where they can take advantage of it. They have to recognize it. You got opportunity all around you. I mean, you know. The one thing about opportunity is that when you start paying attention to opportunity and you notice the opportunity, all of a sudden you start noticing a lot more opportunity. And then you start to realize, oh man, I can't take advantage of all of this opportunity that's coming my way. I don't have the time or the money, or, you know, I can't do it all. I see it all the time. I look at this. Just talking to somebody or listening to somebody or seeing something on the web or on the news or driving around town and seeing, boom, oh, that's an opportunity. Do something. And I think to myself, well, geez, mostly right now it's just full. My plate is full. I don't have room to do anything else. Man, that would be an awesome opportunity for somebody. The potential of that could be big, huge. So, well, I mean, obviously, it can't be the fairness of opportunity because everybody has an opportunity if they only open their eyes and see it. So what do they want? They want fairness of outcome. They want to be guaranteed that no matter how much effort or how little effort you put into something, or whether or not you take advantage of opportunity, they want the outcome to be the same. That's not the case. That's not what we say by created equal. There is no such thing as social justice where everybody has equal outcome. That's what they want. You can't have that. Never, ever. There are always going to be people that work their butts off like you would not believe. And they don't mind working like that. They actually love it. They're ambitious. They're goal-orientated. They want to reach their goals. They don't care about hard work because they love it. And you're always going to have people who are just going to be lazy as hell. No matter what you do for them or the opportunity that you hand them on a silver platter, they are not going to do a darn thing. So, should those two people, that extremely hard worker and that lazy bum, should they have the same equal outcome? Of course not. But that's what this social justice is all about. Well, this person who worked their butt, they work 18, 20 hours a day for 5 years, and they finally get up into the big leagues and they make $1 million. Now you get some people who say, well, you're the evil 1%er. You need to give all your money back to this, and so we can take care of this lazy bum over here who doesn't want to get off his duff and do anything. But that's why you have some, because you took all his money. Well, how could the hard worker take the poor slob's money? The poor slob doesn't have any money. So the wealthy person couldn't take it. There's nothing that the wealthy person has that poor person, nothing that the wealthy person wants that poor person has. They want to take all his money. They want to offer him a product or a service, and they want to say, hey, if you can afford to pay me for my product or service, and you want my product or service, and you are willing to pay for my product and service, I will sell you my product or service. I don't care if you're poor, middle class, or it doesn't matter. This is the price for my product or service. If you are freely willing to give me my price for my product or service, I will sell you my product or service. No questions asked. Now, I don't care what your economic status is. But you see, what these stupid, idiotic kids on these college campuses want is they want that product or service. They don't want to pay the hardworking person who owns that product or service a fair price. They don't want to pay his price at all, no matter what. He could probably lower the price to $1, and they'll probably still scream and holler too much. Look, I know somebody's saying $1, Rod, really? Yeah. How about the people who make it big time on apps, charging 99 cents, $1 or $2 on apps? And what do some of them do? Some of them, they have these apps that absolutely blow up, and they sell 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 million copies at $1 or $2 a piece. Now you got an app that's selling for $1 and 10 million people download it. What'd you just do? You just made $10 million. Well, now all those wonderful leftists are going to lump you into, and this is what some of them are starting to figure out. Some of these college students who are no longer college students, they're developing all this stuff in the digital world. Facebook kids, for instance, and all of a sudden their app or their program or their site takes off, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people want what they're offering. And all of a sudden, these kids start to make bank. They have all this money. And they're trying to hold on to their idealism by saying, pay higher taxes and everything. And then they look at their paycheck and they think, wait a minute. Hold on. Why are you taking 60% of what I make? You know how long I had to work to get to that point to make that? And so now they have all the money. They have this money, and they didn't take it from anybody. Freely and willingly by people who wanted their product or service. Now they have all these big salaries and all this money, and they have all this stock and blah blah blah, and they're just rich now. By anybody's standards, they're in the top 5%, top 1% of earners, wage earners in the country. They got the bucks now. And what do? Think, well, maybe I better do something with all this money because the government keeps taking a whole heck of a lot of it. So they decide they're going to buy themselves houses. Well, where are they going to buy houses? They're going to buy houses around where they live and, around where they work. So we see this influx in places like Palo Alto, California, and San Francisco, California, where all of a sudden housing values are shooting up. Why? Because all of these tech kids who are under the age of 30 or 35 are flush with cash, and they realize that if they don't do something and invest it, the government's going to take probably half. So they're going to put it, and they're going to buy their own. They got to have some place to live. So they're going to go out and buy a house. And they realize, I'm making, Sure, I can afford to buy a $700,000 house. Well, looking at a house, and 4 or 5 of them are looking at the same house. They bid up the price because they know they can afford it. So now the home value is going up, and all these other people around, they're pricing us out of the market, man. Those same kids were in college saying the exact same thing that these kids today are. Yeah, many of those kids, if they actually get off their duffs and absolutely understand the opportunity that's available to them and around them, and some of them start taking advantage of it, they're going to be just like all their predecessors from Facebook and Apple and all these other places. They're going to start making bank, and all of a sudden they're going to realize, oh, I was a total freaking idiot. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough of them. And some of them that actually make it and start making bank are going to feel guilty about it. So they're going to continue to try to on the face of it, on the front of it, support all this liberal garbage. You cannot tell me that they're living liberally in their private lives. I don't care what Bill Gates says. The man is not living the way he talks now about liberal policy. I don't care who Mark Zuckerberg supports for president. He's not living the way he's talking. Most of them are not living the way that they are talking. And they need to be held accountable for their hypocrisy. Because sometimes when you point it out to them, they scratch their heads and they say, oh, snap. Yeah, you right. You right, Rod. Bad. I'm living terribly, man. I know. I'm terrible. My bad. That's all it takes. Again, it gets down to the point where hey, conservatives talking to people, because we're not out there stomping our feet and protesting and destroying stuff. Oh, no, we do things differently. We do things in a more humane way. We do things in a more sophisticated way. We do things like actually talk to people. Don't shout them down. Don't try to shut them up. We just try to talk to them. And for those who are willing to listen, they will hear our message. And many of those who hear our message will actually begin to think like us and come over to the right. Got all these wonderful protesters. There's a statement that Breitbart has from the activists that reads, "We are people of all colors, genders, and sexual orientation, and we are united to fight for education as a human right." Unless, of course, you're an Asian who's talking in a safe space surrounded by a bunch of black people, and you say, well, blacks can be racist too. Honey. No, don't you go there. Protesters are calling for free tuition-free public college, cancellation of all student debt, and a minimum $15 an hour wage for college workers. Plus a lot of stuff about straight white male patriarchy and rape culture on campus. There is no rape culture on campus. They even tried to change the definition of rape. And there still isn't any rape culture. They've even tried to say, hey, if two people, consenting adults, a man and a woman, they're both consenting, and both of them are drunk, the man just raped the woman. Wait, they're both drunk. They can't control themselves then. Neither one of them can. If they're both equally drunk, how is it rape by the man? Why isn't it rape by the woman then? Woman can rape a guy. Nope. Man committed rape if he has sex with a girl who's drunk and they're both drunk. So I guess that's the new rape culture. They can only change the definition of stuff. That's how they get anything done.